I should fall to right no more, as many comrades did before. They'll ask the pipes and drums to play over the hills and far away, o'er the hills and o'er the main. Groenlanders, Portugal and Spain, King George commands and we obey, over the hills and far away. Then falling lads behind the drum, with colours blazing like the sun, along the road to come what may, over the hills and far away, o'er the hills and o'er the main. Groenlanders, Portugal and Spain, King George commands and we obey, over the hills and far away.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Sorry about that. Yeah, hello. My name's George. Welcome to the RedCoats Podcast. We're going to be talking about Article 13 memes and YouTube, as the title says. We're going to be having a short Discord call-in session later on in the stream, so we will be getting to that. Now, our first outline is Article 13. Article 13, there we go. No sound. This must be so embarrassing. Yes, it is. Right. Article 13 is basically a EU aristocracy bollock article. The main outline for Article 13 is to tighten copyright laws, so fair use is completely out the window, but unfortunately, as a result of this vague outline, it restricted the usage of memes within the European Union or any country that is in the European Union. The main title of Article 13 is the Directive on Copyright in the Digital Single Market. Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful. Christ. The last actual law regarding EU copyright was in 2001, so that's the main reason why it's getting an update. I may do in the future one likeable text economies without representation. Hello there. 12 viewers already. That's incredible, especially bearing in mind this is the first stream. You guys can hear me alright, can't you? Like, the mic's there, but alright. The general consensus of why Article 13 is so terrible is because of the general vagueness of what it's trying to outline, and of course, you know, banning memes, which is come for our memes, you go for the throat, really, don't you? Several members of European Parliament have also given a counter suggestion with terms to Article 13. Main one of those being, main one being basically changing it so that it actually goes to the interests of, you know, all the parties, because right now all it seems to be doing generally with Article 13 is it just seems to be, yeah, sorry about the low quality right now, my internet is absolute ass. With what was I talking about? Yeah, with this current law system, it just serves the European aristocrats effectively. It's basically makes everything good for the rich and keeps smaller companies and smaller businesses down in the ground, which is why I am very happy that eventually, hopefully eventually, if our government can eventually you know, broker a Brexit deal, we will no longer have to adhere to these laws, and then the rest of the European Union is is dead in the ground. The article further destroys the situation of fair use, which is a big part of the YouTube. I've no clue what that says. My handwriting's terrible. Communism for the win, really? You need a Keemstar intro with fast elevator music in the background. Well, I can give you this. There you go. Yeah, fair use is a feature on, compendium was the word. Fair use is a feature on YouTube, if you didn't already know, that allows users to use snippets or pieces of videos, films, TV series that might not necessarily own to them. Yeah, and then use it in their own videos to criticize or to just make points about it. So if you were doing a review on YouTube, like Mr. Plinkett and Red Letter Media do, they'd be blown out the water. Channel Awesome with Doug Walker, I think his name is, that's blown out the water. If I were to use, like, even my intro and my stream starting thing, that would be blown out of the water too. So there's a lot of stuff that's generally riding on this in terms with the general ecosystem of YouTube. Over 400,000 people have signed a petition to kill the vote, as no normal people or free marketers would be in favour of such a totalitarian system, really. It is, I mean, just think about it. Fury DGGT, podcast, but yeah, AC3, what's the, Assassin's Creed 3. You should play Age of Empires. Age of Empires is a brilliant game. Wow, there's a lot of people here. Thank you all for joining me. Right, the article further state that in most cases, if content is used by those who don't own it, there will be a charge or a fine, which in this case, in many cases, it means that Google and Twitter and all of these other transnational and multinational corporations just get richer and richer and richer. Which is generally not good for a free market. It's not good for, you know, people who want to build up their brand and, you know, sort of basically make more money. And the people who are at the top are going to stay at the top. But luckily, this isn't going to be enacted in America. You know, the land of the brave and the home of the free, because that would completely kill half of the you know, the main world's smaller companies. Attempted to buy the electric shuffle dance. Okay, that's Fortnite. Okay, free markets are actually gay. How are single markets better? Like the European Union, where we have basically a system of people, especially I need to shut that window because there's a dog outside. This normally only happens in summer. I'll be right back. Hang on. Yeah, I did it again, lads. Pretty much European Union bad. General national economy's good. Because you just get growth within the country, and it just exacerbates and goes higher and higher and higher. But ultimately, the only benefit to the European Union is lower taxes on countries within the European Union, and of course, you don't need to have visas to get into European Union country travel. There was also a vote earlier, well, actually at the same time as the Article 11, Article 13, which disallowed Hungary from having specific electoral rights due to the fact that they weren't allowing migrants to their countries, so they pretty much turned into a non-democratic state as it is. Can we stop taxing V-Bucks? I stand with Hungary. Yes, Vesco, good job. Yeah, so back onto Article 13. If you are a non-EU citizen and believe that just because you are outside the EU world that you aren't affected, then you're surely mistaken. Due to the fact that just the European Union, I think it has an immense amount of people. It's something like, I don't know. I'm not going to say a number because it's completely taken out of context and put somebody like, what is it? Curb your enthusiasm meme over it. But there's a lot of people in the European Union, which means that you're not going to get a lot of content from a lot of people that you like. Like PewDiePie's not going to be able to do his meme review. You're not going to have people like, well, just a lot of YouTubers, especially, most of the good ones anyway. Hungary, best country in Europe. Yeah, they completely excommunicated, I do believe, George Soros, that flaming turd. People don't understand that it will impact everyone. Yeah, that is a big thing. It's just weak leadership on our part, is what I'll say. Yeah, due to a large part of the world is now, it's a large part of the world. The European Union is having its free speech thrown out the window. I mean, a lot of what our society revolves around, it's all this populist culture and a lot of, TV shows and all, films and all of this pop culture stuff. And, well, Twitter's going to dry up if, all these meme accounts are going to go from European Union members' platforms, and a lot of people will just uninstall this stuff because there is no want and no need for it to be on there. Poland is also good. What's this one thing? Can you do a Fortnite dance for us? I'm not doing a Fortnite dance, thank you very much. Memes are a very good tool at getting points across, even if it's sometimes subliminal. It is a different form of comedy, which if you saw with, I think it was Marcus Pearson, the Scottish YouTuber, also known as Count Dankula, was completely silenced and was forced to go to court to answer about his heinous crime of making his pug lift their right or left paw, and made it look as though it was a Nazi salute. And was he could have faced jail time, but ultimately at the end of it, it was decided that a fine of I think it's £600 to £800, which was fair use laws are covered in the in the Article 13. Fair use doesn't. It's completely gone. Especially the thing that a lot of people don't realise that with this article is that, because it's other people's content that you're using, YouTube they are given the responsibility of automatically taking these things down, because that is what is mandated in the European Union's new article, which means that if you use, I don't know, even a clip from let's say Star Wars, you're going to get striked down. They might do another system apart from striking, or completely block the video altogether, which isn't necessarily good. How does this affect games development? I do believe that well, I don't know what it actually affects with games ultimately. You wouldn't be able to asset flip, which is, I mean, good. I don't know. This is an open conversation. This is the RedCoats Podcast, and we're just open to anything that you guys have to say. Yeah, my poster is gonna go. That's alright. I don't have anything on the other sides. Is that? No, it's down. It's just wonky. There was a lot of people a couple of days ago when Hurricane Florence was at a Category 4, were especially they were like getting really worried because the Epic Games headquarters was in the way of Hurricane Florence. So like, oh no, Fortnite's going to go down. Instead of actually thinking, probably about 1,000 people might die to this Cat 4. So, yeah. Room tour. What looks gay? That pen? What this? Have you heard, what, the NPC question, where isn't that the, pretty sure it's a 4chan meme with the, it's like the normal human body that they have on there, and it's like the, they use like a colon and then I don't know what the NPC question is, honestly. I honestly haven't read up on it that much, but I'll have to have a look at it more. I saw bloody Nick the Knife Fuentes talk about the solar flare. I didn't really look up about it that much. I'd like to thank the 14 people currently watching the stream. Really do hope that you guys are enjoying. Yeah, thanks for your continued support. I should probably take that down in a bit. It's much like my green screen, which kept falling during several of my stuff. Yeah, sorry about that, Philip Bridgehouse. The DJQ. Nibber got a rock on his desk. Yeah, I do. It's a it's got like a I don't know what it is. It's like crystal, but it's not. It's like a sea rock. It's pretty nice. This spinning RC is like 4 FPS. Right, see you later. See you later, Vasco. Looks like a fucking... Yeah, it is a rock, but it's got something inside of it. Yeah, Article 13 is... it's turned into a meme itself at this point. Like, prequel memes in Europe, which is, I do believe, the vast majority of users, is just going to go down the crapper. You're going to have to use, like... well, you've seen all the memes about the EU compliant... memes that have been made. It's like picture of Palpatine as like ironic or hypocrite or something like that. It's just terrible, really. Hello there, Beast Mode JJ. This dude got a rock. It's a geode. Yes, thank you, geode. Yeah, I think I got it from Lulworth Cove about 6 years ago. So yeah, I recently found it whilst I was tidying up my room. Yeah, reason why there wasn't another host here, as the tweet said earlier on in, well, I think it was 2 days ago now, is because there was I do believe there was a scheduling error, so he wasn't able to join. There was originally supposed to be 3 of us, then 1 dropped out, and then the other dropped out, and because I put so much work into this, I decided, well, why not head up the first one with just myself, bearing in mind I just put a piss ton of work into it. Sorry, you got it? You mean African children? No, it's from the Cove. So, okay, Torbis. Who's the other host? They were tagged in the tweet, but I think they got a bit too smashed last night, so they couldn't come. If you've got any questions about Article 13, British politics, British history, or anything like that, as long as it's not too radical, then yeah, who's the other host? Oh, Joe Owens. Isn't he the soy boy liberal cuck? It's that. Oh dear, I can't remember what his name was. Because there was a video of him on, I do believe it was Sky News Papers, and this woman was on there just laying down facts upon facts upon facts. and he's terrible. He's just there the entire time trying to interject. He's got like the weakest stance, and he's like, what? Yeah, it's decrepit. Owen Jones. Yeah, that's it. Not Joe Owens. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I mixed up Owen Jones and Joe Owens. Hang on, let me take this down. Yikes. Yeah, Owen Jones is his name. He's terrible. If you guys don't know who he is, then I don't feel sorry for you. Yeah, sorry, Joe Owens. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I'll have to look him up in the future. Thank you for that recommendation, Philip Bridgehouse. That's pretty much the end of my notes here. It's supposed to go on for another 2 hours, supposedly. Britain should get the same deal Norway has. What deal does Norway have? Is your hero Margaret Thatcher? No. I don't really know my opinions on her. There was some good stuff about her, there was some bad stuff about her, as you get with a lot of political figureheads, especially Donald Trump. He's very polarizing. Yeah, what does Norway have? I just realised I've been on mobile data. Bugger. No. If you haven't already, I do recommend that you do subscribe to the podcast. There'll hopefully be another host next week that we can set this up with. And if you're really generous, you could even subscribe out of your donate out of your own pocket. But 15 people still watching. Thank you. We ain't part of the EU. Yeah. See, Norway have got this right, because they're not part of the European Union, yet they have a bunch of like tax lets and a lot of like import-export deals with the majority of the other countries, which is pretty much what a lot of people wanted with Brexit. Balfour Declaration, I have no clue what that is, my guy. Margaret Thatcher was a stupid woman, like all women, am I right? Well, let's just kill that dead in the water there. Yeah, what is Balfour? I've got another list of topics that I need to scribe onto these. Yeah, Article 13 is done. Is Fortnite on the topic list? No, it's not, thank God. Because we're not 13. And probably borderline homosexual. No, you're alright there, Torbis. Thank you very much, though. Talk about Fortnite, please, and the alleged illegal V-Bucks printing. It's a digital currency. That's probably a... Right, so the next couple of topics that we'll be moving on to is... right, we have Trump in general, we have America, Sweden, Germany, Brazil, Venezuela, Canada, and South Africa. So there's a lot of people. Excuse me. So I think we're going to skip over Trump completely. Apart from the tweet that he put out earlier on in the week about what was it? Puerto Rico, where the hurricane. I was like, there's no way that it was 3,000 dead. It was more like 15 or something like that. And honestly, with that, I see where he's coming from, but the way that he said it is just the most ballsy move that you could possibly have done. Because I think how he's trying to spin it is that there were primary deaths and impacts, and then there were secondary deaths and impacts. Primary would be being directly affected by the by the hurricane, so a building hitting them, or a tree hitting them, them being drowning in water, stuff like that. And then the secondary would be no access to healthcare, no access to clean water, no access to food, looting, and just general delinquent crime after that. And supposedly there were 3,000. Thanos is better than Trump. Okay. Do you ever get so mad that you punch dogs? Ah. No. Apart from probably that dog outside that keeps barking incessantly and without revoke or care. Yeah, the Trump tweet was God, he got so much backlash for that. You know when Trump's put out an absolute banger when his like ratio is almost as much as his comments. It was 14 million, you bigot. It is probably a lot lower, like since 1912 supposedly, since a bunch of see, I don't want to sound offensive here, but supposedly there was a Jewish company, I can't remember what it was, but it bought up stocks in New York Times, and I think even now to this day primarily owns a large part of the New York Times, and even before World War II happened, apparently even in 1912 6 million Jews were killed, and there's a couple newspaper articles that you can look up on that. But of course, if you do question that that statement that it was or wasn't 6 million, then you're labelled as an anti-Semite, banned off of all platforms, and arrested for contempt of court. DJ, hold up. Shut it down! Shut it down! Don't do it! Shut it down! Close the door! Yeah. What about the 6 gorillion? Right. Well, we're now going to move on to America as a general topic. Trump can still be fed back into that. But Jeremy Corbyn is based and red-pilled, and is the UK's only hope. Ah, that's a hot take. America in general right now, especially politically, is so polarized, because you have a bunch of well, I wouldn't even say racists, I'd say patriots to an extent, who who want to see the betterment of American society. None of this pedosexuality, none of this soy boy crap, none of this. I saw a brilliant 4chan post about this. It was basically this this guy, this married guy, got a vasectomy, and it was a Reddit post, but it was on 4chan. But the what was it? The caption said, just got back from my vasectomy and my wife's boyfriend just bought me this Nintendo Switch. Ah, yeah, what do you call it? Platonic, what was it? What's a normal family called? It's the man, wife and 2 kids. It's not platonic, it's I can't remember what it is. You also should never bring those. Oh, Vesco. Oh my god. Vesco. Cool it with the hot takes. Yeah, there's a lot of stupid stuff that's going on in general in the US, I would say. George thanks GTA bus driver. Yeah, it's really odd how Fortnite added the feature to add thank the bus driver. Does it even do anything? It's just like thanks and then it's nothing. No, it's Monster Ultra. I think in about 5-10 minutes we will be doing a small call-in session For those of you who are interested, if you want to, you will be able to join the Discord, and we can get a few of that stuff going on. DJ the 18-year-old boomer. 31-year-old boomer, am I right? Where is the dog? I've shut the window so you won't be able to hear him, thank God. Really, that's sad. That is, yeah. You should follow 31-year-old boomer on Twitter. He's absolutely hilarious. You can just tell they just piss away their lives just looking at 4chan green texts. Bollocks. I'm just gonna get a bunch of notifications now. Yeah, we'll have a bunch of call-ins later, and we'll have a bit of a discussion. Oh dear, Sweden and Germany are really just a minefield for stuff to do with the Eurozone, the EU, and you know, the migrant crisis in general. Because recently, tactical shotgun and pump shotgun. Tactical, have you done? For the questions, are we having a phone in? Yeah, it'll be done through Discord, and we'll be doing that in a bit. Yeah, Sweden and Germany. Is Sweden in the EU? I don't know, but I definitely know that Angela Merkel is obviously a pro-EU because she was brought up in East Germany, so she's effectively a communist. Not quite though. But the Germany recently, especially Angela Merkel, had stated that there is now a bunch of no-go zones in Germany, almost 2 years after, well, half-mindedly accepting in 1.1 million migrants, and they're not policing it to any extent. Vesco, I'm going to give you a warning. Calm down. Alright? You're wrong. East Germany is the most right-wing part and anti-migrant, you fool. Right, whatever, Phil. Whatever, Phil. Can't be doing that good of a job because you got in, you Okay, hello there to the 70 people currently watching. I do hope that you're enjoying. If you haven't already, I do recommend that you do subscribe. Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, you better be okay. It's okay to have those thoughts to yourself, but when it starts coming out your mouth, that's when there's a problem. I wouldn't be surprised that a lot of Merkel's cabinet's gunning for her, though. She's a completely inept leader. Like, imagine living in a country where there are genuine no-go zones for fear of being assaulted, raped, murdered, and mugged. And that problem wasn't there 2 years before. Well, to an extent. The main reason why she actually did that is because Germany's population was rapidly decreasing, and they had to do they sort of had a pronatal policy where they would specifically pay citizens to have children, and I think they've learned now that importing a foreign population into your country is never a good idea. It's being culturally enriched. Mass mass immigration. It's never been good. It's one of the reasons why Rome fell. At that and the destructive conquest that completely overspread their resources and allowed barbarians to sack Rome for the last time. She's a woman. What do you expect? I see. Could you explain why only white people have the demographic decline? It's because when I'm sure there's a civilization scale where I think it goes. A level 1 civilization is a high birth rate and a high death rate. A level 2 civilization is a low death rate, medium birth rate, and then I think a level 3 is a low death rate, low birth rate, because you've got an aging population, and then we don't know what a 4th is because that's never happened before. The majority of the Western world is currently, of course, a level 3 civilization. I've not played Fortnite in ages. Like, I've not played it for at least a couple months. It just got really boring. Lonely Lodge. Dear. Yeah, we've got a couple of people in now. Yeah, again, if you want to do call-ins, join the Discord and we'll be setting that up in a bit. Right, now on to Brazil. For those of you who didn't hear, there was recently an attempted assassination of the right-wing political leader in Brazil. He was in a parade and someone came up to him and stabbed him in broad daylight. I don't know what happened to him after that, but that's the main story coming out of Brazil, which is an immensely corrupt country as a whole. Completely mismanages its funds, and a lot of its citizens live in poverty. And for a country of 355 million, I do believe, a bigger country than America, it should most definitely be doing a lot better. Here in Eastern Europe, the word tolerance doesn't even exist, however. He's dropping tilted. Okay, this is epic. Nazbol. I can't remember what it is. I've heard it before, but I can't remember what it is. If you will explain it, I may be able to talk about it, depending on whether or not I actually know of the subject. But yeah. Yeah, Maduro. You're a fucking idiot. Sorry. Oh, National Bolshevism. Possibly. Maybe. Maduro should be shot. Christ. There's a meeting in one of the courts, wasn't there, in Venezuela about him him holding resources and currency away from the public, and he's just there taking it all in, not giving a crap, and just stroking some gold bars. Like, ugh, what a shit of a man. Evidence that socialism never works. We need Odin. We need God to return, lads. Smite us with another flood. Pagans. George, do you like crack? I do not. Matthias Nasius. Alright, Kubrick, how's it going? Oh, Right, now we move on to Canada. Canada is a very, very funny topic to talk about because it's just an absolute plethora of stuff to talk about, especially with the state required. It was a state required necessity to call people by their preferred pronouns. If you I'm not sure if it explicitly goes if you get it wrong on accident, then you could be charged. But if you get it wrong on purpose in an attempt to piss them off, then you can be charged for misgendering someone. So that's very fun. National Socialism. No, thank you very much. One down, Battle Royale. Yeah, Canada. It's genuinely terrible. And as a result of this misgendering law that was coming into effect, Lauren Southern, brilliant YouTuber and political commentator, I do recommend that you do subscribe to her and follow her on Twitter. Basically, she legally changed her gender to a man, and when she went to one of these political events where they would be giving a talk to a large audience of people to hear what they hear and understand and listen to what they're saying. When she got out, some lefty came up to her and said, "You are the only woman there, and I respect you for that. They should have more women there." And then she goes, "I'm legally a man." Really? Yes. It's Curb Your Enthusiasm. Cue that. Was a bush camper, am I? Are you based in red pilled? I'm most definitely red pilled. I don't know about based because I don't know the how much. Do you like cake? Depends on what cake. Canada's also had a lot of stuff coming out of it with the people kind thing, which people insist was Justin Trudeau, little cock, insists that it was a joke, but I highly doubt that. I think he I can't remember who he was talking to. I think he was. There was another incident at that talk when he was talking to a veteran, and this veteran was talking about how all of the funds for the veterans and the war heroes have been completely mismanaged, and then after the talk, after pretty much lying to this vet's face, I think he lost an arm or something, comes out that they'd mismanaged 2.41 billion in veteran things that would be going to veterans. It sounds to me like you're a racist. What? Hang on. Say your name, George. Up. Blue. You're an idiot. It's the colour of the sky, then the opposite of down. In your case, Down syndrome. Season 6 of Fortnite to have to get the London look. Oh yeah, it's what's her name? It's Mick Jagger's daughter, I think it is, who did all the get the London look one. And then there's just a picture of someone with a screwdriver and a hammer. Go like that and just get the massive teeth gap that this model had, which I found pretty funny. Yeah, Canada, of course, got Jordan B. Peterson, who completely destroys libs, like Kathy Griffin, who was, oh my god, I've never seen just such a weak attempt of a woman, such a. Eesh. So what you're saying is, no, she's complete idiot, trying to warp his words all the time, and he just gets immensely annoyed. And then there's the incident the other day where he didn't realise he was live streaming. I think it was his wife in the background, and he's at his computer, and he goes, "Uh-oh, I'm live streaming," and he just cuts it off like that. It's pretty funny. It's Ben Shapiro epic. Yeah, he destroys the libs, like. Why have you been chatting shit? Have I been chatting shit? Have I? We're just talking about politics. Opinions on the socio-economic of the Treaty of Versailles and the Weimar Republic. Weimar. I don't know what the Weimar Republic is, but the Treaty of Versailles was a complete stupid move. World War One was a stupid move, and Britain should have gotten involved, and maybe we would have been able to keep our empire if that were the case. But of course, we had to go in. Well, we didn't, but we went in anyway. Yeah, and pretty much destroyed our economic opportunities to grow even further. But I mean, the downfall of the British Empire sort of started coming after after we lost America. Weimar, fuck me. Right. Yeah, there was I think there was a talk a while ago with Jordan B. Peterson, where he's at the University of Toronto, where I believe he teaches, where he's going to talk with two feminists, I believe, and every time he asked a question, they deflect with the words, well, you know, that's cool, but, and they would completely, they wouldn't address the issue at all. It is just such a coward and just slug tactic that you could... Weimar. Oh, right, okay. No, well, I mean, most people who've done GCSE, well, not even GCSE, Year 9 history, would understand that it was a complete bugger up, especially on the part of the Germans after the war, because, well, they decided to mass print money, the mark. Which completely hyperinflation. I think that was the first time that hyperinflation had actually come into being, and then they completely buggered over their economy, and people were actually burning money instead of bothering to buy logs. Your setup is louder than the voices in my head. Wow. Is that good? Yeah, but it was completely stupid, and you do have to give props to Hitler with the way that he was able to completely bring back the economy from the brink that it was, and actually go to war for what 6 years afterwards, and still keep up to that extent. Dear, it's like trying to win a war with all your limbs tied together, or having no limbs. There's no such thing as white people. Change my mind. See, that's why we don't bother arguing with these bog creatures. These people around university and college level, where I mean, if they've got to that point and they can't actually develop any sort of rational thinking, then it's just gonna go. That you can't really change it, because they are so, they believe to every fibre of their soul that they're right. You just can't change that. I almost quoted Thanos then. Thoughts on Stardom and how based in red pilled he was. I say bring back the Tsar. And fuck Stalin. Well, only to an extent. He did have some good ideas. As well, I mean, unless you are a complete buffoon, you have to be of the opinion that pretty much everyone has good ideas. It's a myth that Germany wasn't beaten militarily during World War One. They were fucked, economically ruined, and morale inconsistent. Yeah, that's why they started printing money, because the majority of people left over who hadn't been killed in the war were complete economic retards, like those currently serving in Venezuela and to an extent Brazil. Is Thanos the man from Fortnite? Okay, whatever you say. Now we're going to be moving on to South Africa, which I do believe is a massive topic of debate, especially for the left, for the people on the left part of the of the political spectrum, due to the fact that because there was a tweet that was put out a couple it was probably about a week ago now by President Trump that sort of stated that the white genocide in South Africa was happening, which sort of put all the naysayers to bed. But I mean, because there's so many people who don't like Trump, it sort of added and diffused the flame at the same time. Yeah, well, it was the same thing with Mussolini. Because Mussolini was pushed away by the Allies before they were the Allies, and basically said before he was pushed away to Hitler, if you march on Poland, I'll fuck you up, mate. And because he was pushed away and didn't help him in a time of need, when Adolf actually got a message off to Mussolini, Mussolini just went, yeah, storm in there, I don't care. I mean, they were both fascist states, so they had different forms of fascism. Yeah, alright, Phil, calm it. You guys enjoying the stream so far? You guys interested in the stuff that we're talking about generally? Mussolini is an idiot. How did you reach that opinion, Torbis? I'm just interested. I'm not like, if I ask for your opinion on stuff, it's just because I'm generally interested in it. Want to know and understands why people think what they think, and how they reach the decision and their just general thought process to that point. His armies was shit. That doesn't make sense. Mussolini was incompetent. Boy, he couldn't even invade Greece without help. Yeah, but a lot of Greece is just islands, dude, and there's a bunch of mountains in between it. In strategy, yes. In political sense, no. I mean, it's the same thing with Buddy. Well, I wouldn't even say that with Blair. Like, if Blair was even minorly good at politics, he wouldn't have gone into Iraq. But if Blair had been good at politics, well, I mean, that sort of disproves my point, actually. Because, I mean, just because you're a good politician doesn't mean that you're a good strategist. I think the only good person that is actually properly good at that was, well, debatably Hitler or Churchill. I mean, Hitler was so far on his back foot that there was no way that he was going to win regardless, but still. Okay, Greece is better than... Okay, whatever. The feeling when London is a John Wick away from Tilted Towers. Right, let's do some call-ins. If you haven't already joined the Discord, that's where we're going to be doing it. If you guys just join the waiting for calls chat, I'll drag you in and we can have a chat. See, this is where I'm waiting for ages, no one joins, and I just sit here and just cry myself to sleep. You're removed from Discord. Make a new account and join onto this server then. Just at everyone again and fucking... I found the best subreddit. Have you? And how's that? Yikes. Just any of you, if you're 14 people watching, very, very good. That's a r/people fucking time. Okay. I'm not on my main Discord account right now. I'm on the RedCoats Podcast chat. The Discord is linked below, so if you're not already in there, you can come in. Right, let's have a look. Hello there. Alright.
Hello?
Hello. Alright.
Hello?
Hello.
Shalom, my friend. Hello?
This is hurting.
Hello?
Right, okay.
Hello, my friend.
Right, you'll go back down there, my dear friend. Yeah, rip lost. Sorry about that. Hello? I don't even know what that was. I'm not even sure that was his voice or not, or if it was a soundboard. Who's got Spider-Man? I have. It's a right game. I like it. Yeah, sup beast mode JJ. We have 18. This is currently our peak. This is higher than the peak for my normal YouTube channel, but I mean, you know, I suppose more people enjoy specific centralized content. I'm not re-adding that lad because he's not going to add anything to the conversation. I don't think that was fit. That can't have been fit because he is not in my Discord, so it can't fit. Right then. He was dope. Riyadh the mate. Riyadh. Yeah, if this is ear rape, he's getting banned. So, I mean... Right. Hello? Alright?
How you doing?
I'm doing alright, how are you doing?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so do you play Fortnite?
I used to.
How you doing? Can you come play Fortnite with me? Hey, can you hear me?
Fortnite? You might want to turn the stream down, mate, by the way, because it's echoing.
How you doing? Can you come play Fortnite with me? You hate pikeys?
What, thieves?
No, Irish people.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, you know, judge people by their character, not by their nationality or race. Hello there, Battlefront players. How's it
Yeah, but
going?
when we're talking about Germans, like, you judge them on their race, don't you? Like, you don't like a German.
No, I like Germans. You know, you don't generalise, you sort of just go, hey, this dude seems cool.
Yeah, but I've never met a good German.
I see.
So what do you want to talk about?
Well, I don't know, it's up to you, lads. I was going to move on to South Africa and the White Genocide, but, I mean, I was going for some light reading.
You see, we should really play some Fortnite. Gets me going.
What do you mean, gets you going?
Yeah, use your imagination. You see, we should really play some Fortnite.
Okay. Right, I think that'll be the end of,
Before I go...
Fuck, that was lag, sorry. I said, it's before I go, that is definitely going to be a new route. Right. Hello there, JJ,
Hello.
how's it going?
Oh, it's tasty.
Brilliant.
It's nice.
This guy is epic, brilliant. George hates everyone that is a trap. I mean, you're not wrong there. I mean, Traps are degenerates. Right, this is when I get banned from all platforms, deplatformed, arrested by the British police, and then thrown into a
Mute
deep
this
hole.
one. Yeah, that's better.
There we go. Yeah, the last guy was a character.
That was quite funny.
Oh dear. Oh dear. So, what's your opinions on traps?
Not gay, of course.
Did you just say that traps aren't gay?
Yes, of course.
Oh, dude,
I thought
that
that was
makes,
implied.
that makes you gay.
Nah, it doesn't.
If you're sexually attracted with someone with a dick, does
I
that
don't
make
say I'm
you gay?
attracted to it.
No, but you have to think about it on a more personal level. If you looked at someone and said, I would like to, well, you can see what I'm inferring here.
Yes.
And then have the intent to
proceed.
and then that person whips out their schlong, is that gay?
If you didn't know about it at the time, I suppose not.
But they have a penis.
Well, then what do you do
You're
afterwards?
attracted to someone
You
with a
just leave.
penis, and that's gay.
Wait, you can screen share in voice
Right,
calls
hang
now?
on.
It's time for your din-dins.
and a drum for those who volunteer to come to list and fight the foe today over the hills and far away. O'er the hills and o'er the plain, through Flanders, Portugal and Spain, King George commands and we obey. Over the
about that, guys. I apologise for the delay. Right, now we can move this and that. Hello there, JJ. JJ?
Sorry, my mute is.
Alright,
So I can
that's
speak. Just busy with science at this moment.
I see. I imagine not liking British Grenadiers fife and drum. For more than 10 minutes, crab. Shrexit, Scotland out EU. Shrexit. When Shrek leaves the EU, am I right? No, it's
You
yours.
reading comments?
Yeah. If you don't like me at my base, then you don't deserve me at my red pill. Correct.
What are you opening?
Pardon?
What are you opening?
Oh, Coke.
That sounds tasty.
Yeah. Just had a roast, so that was pretty nice.
I'm having pizza soon.
We were on whether or not traps are gay or not, and right. Let's put this in the chat. One, if traps are gay, and I'm gay if you put traps are gay.
Oh, right. Wait, you say one is traps are gay
Yeah.
or aren't?
Traps are gay for
Okay.
one. Traps aren't gay for I am gay. There we go. Traps are gay. There we go.
That was obvious, I was just messing around.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I do not understand how people can even think that
Traps are art.
traps are art. Okay, Matt. Okay, that's disgusting.
That's alright.
Yeesh. I will not participate in this whole formula.
That's too good. Transphobic. Okay, wait. It's not transphobic. He's just stating facts.
Well, I mean, there's
So-
transphobia, and then there's against the mentally deranged, and I can't really see a difference. Like any recent art, it's degenerate. Oh my god, that is a banger. Yeah, that was a good joke there, man. My
yes.
Zir friend, my Zir friend is getting triggered. Please stop. Oh dear. Damn PC culture. Disgusting bunch of degenerates. It really is though. Like,
Indeed.
indubitably.
Ooh, where is this guest speaker from?
It's actually Aborigine. Australia.
What is that? Bollocks. How are your fish fingers? It was a roast. It was a roast. Where's this guest speaker from? I've no clue. Where are you from?
I'm from South Africa.
We have the fucking... Do you live in South Africa now?
That's where I'm speaking to you from.
Fuck yeah! So, the white farmer genocide or the Boer in South Africa. What do you think about it?
I don't really care, to be honest.
You're white, right?
Yes.
Right. So, why would you not care that whites are being massacred and, killed and their land taken away from them without compensation? Do you
See,
think
that's not
right?
really anything I can really do something about.
No, but there's a difference between having something that you're able to, have done about, and then this disagreeing with something, like saying, "Oh, I disagree with Hillary Clinton." I can't do anything about that.
I mean, I don't keep up to date, is what I mean.
Yeah, if you want to know more about that stuff, I'd recommend following William Petzer and a bunch of other boors.
Yeah, I can just speak to my friend who probably knows all about it.
Yeah, it's surprisingly a lot of the South Africans that I've spoken to, they're not really too miffed about it, but I mean they probably don't.
Yeah. No,
yeah,
he's
there's,
Mexican.
well, especially around Cape Town, apparently that's a complete shithole right now.
I don't know, is that bad there?
Well, I mean, I think this guy and his family over the course of 4 weeks got carjacked twice, mugged twice, and assaulted once. So I mean,
Well, this is a degenerate country.
this is what happened when Britain stops ruling over places. British Rhodesia goes down the toilet and becomes Zimbabwe. South Africa, well, let's just say it's not the best situation there either.
Well, we haven't had great presidents.
No, bloody Mandela was a complete idiot. Anybody who says otherwise is a complete idiot.
It wasn't too bad. It was better than what we've
He was
had.
a communist, for Christ's sake.
Have you look at who we had? I think like 2 years ago.
His
before-
wife
well,
was calling for the deaths of whites even before this stuff. He says put the whites in necklaces.
Oh wait, give me a sec. This is too good.
Quit while you're ahead, win in hole, stop digging.
Oh no! I just want to show you this. This is I don't. He's not the president anymore, but this was too good. I don't know. Should I dump the link in Steam chat?
Just put
in
it
chat or
in,
just-
just message this Discord account.
See, this was our president.
Oh, Zuma, yeesh. Well, you've
Yeah.
seen the, EDF or whatever it is, where they were doing like tribal chants about kill the war, and stuff like that. Like, it's a really catchy song, but like in the worst bloody way possible.
Somewhat.
Oh, I was gonna say, who's the economic EFF? It was EFF
Yeah.
leader. He's what you calling it?
Julius.
Yeah, he was on stage dancing, doing a tribal song about killing Boers.
That man's such a joke.
Sorry, yeah, EDF is a power supplier. The EFF is a disgusting South African political party.
Yes, that is true.
Water situation. I'm out of water.
That's bad.
That bad, man.
Indeed. Wait, what is this? Okay, not that.
The stream's not actually that far behind, bearing in mind where we are. The
EDF
Virgin
is it
Discord
called?
versus the Chad Ventrilo. I have no clue what that is, but...
Same.
Oh yeah, there was a... Right, hang on. Did you hear about this incident with the Coast Guard surrounding some of the states affected by the hurricane that's going towards America?
I've heard about that briefly.
No.
I don't know much
One
about
of there was a guy at one of the Coast Guard places, and a dude in the background did the OK symbol, which came from a 4chan meme, and basically they're saying, oh, it's a white supremacist symbol.
No.
Yeah, you remember that? It's
Yes.
right. It's not a white supremacist symbol. If you think it is, you're a retard. No one uses it to be a white supremacist. There is, God. But yeah, he got fired from his job because he did that. And then there was also at the Kavanaugh briefing when one of the senator's wives had her arm crossed like that, and she did like she was doing that on live TV whilst Kavanaugh was doing his statements, and then everyone got, oh, she's a white supremacist. She's Mexican. How?
That's
It's like
too
saying
good.
a black guy being a white supremacist. Well, I mean, you do get white black supremacists, so I mean, but that's
Yeah, you
because
do.
they're race hating themselves, which is might as well be racist. I'm gonna check that.
Yeah, well, somewhat.
It's nice pizza, Torbis. Hell yeah.
Ooh, you have a Snapchat to check.
Yeah, it's only my YouTube one, so. EDF and Zeo shills. I see. You got any gear? What do you mean gear? But yeah, if there's anybody else who wants to join and have a conversation with me about any of the stuff that we have been discussing throughout the stream, then you are more than welcome to join. We can have a group discussion. Oh God, that I just find it so laughable that 4chan are so easily able to come up with this just left baiting bollocks, really, where they.
4chan's great.
It's incredible. It was the they made the free bleeding movement, which is basically they made like a fake like news headline, which is women are going around without tampons and it's empowering, and just in like white jeggings, and they're just like bleed, like there's like period blood coming down their legs. And they made the free bleeding movement to completely to completely bait out these completely retarded feminists, and they did it. They did it. So they completely buggered themselves over, and were baited by a bunch of well, neckbeards to an extent.
That's understandable.
Oh yeah, I just can't get over it. It's incredible.
What the hell is this?
Right, have we got any more questions coming in? Oh dear.
I don't. If you want to teach me science, I'm more than willing.
It depends what science.
Part of electrochemistry.
I'm good at chemistry to an extent and better at physics though.
Oh, I already did that physics paper, so I just have my chemistry exam to do.
Nuclear Warner. What is this? What is this? President Jacob Zuma reading numbers. Oh, Christ, I'll have a look at that later. Questions are... Oh, who's being homophobic now, Toby? Imagine being a part of a civilization which were known as the most cold-blooded, murderous people in the world, and then turned into a recessive liberal hellhole, accepting in millions of immigrants and then moaning when the women are getting raped. Oh, sorry, Scandinavia. You guys really have fallen, honestly.
A lot of things have fallen.
Olympus is falling. Can you do
How do you
Herald
watch
on
that movie?
stream? I'm alright, I don't have any. Thomas, wow. I may as well be doing heroin on the stream, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, just like package them over to me.
no, but like literally the amount of stuff that I'm coming out with right now, it's like, yeesh. Yeah, it's really interesting world politics right now. Well, I wouldn't say interesting. I think it's a bit of just a bunch of monkeys launching shit at each other in a cage. There's nothing
Yeah.
really to be gained by a lot of the stuff that's currently going on in current world politics, especially with all these people who are anti-Trump, basically anti making progress in terms of the economy and all this stuff. And you raped a woman. Where's the proof? You fucked a porn star. And?
Nice.
I mean, he's one of the best presidents that we've had that America's had in bloody ages. Well, I'm not sure there's too many presidents that can actually beat him. Apart from probably some of the earlier ones. Got hiccups. Yeah, sorry I've got a cold today. I have no clue how I've gotten it. Probably a bit about it. Let me smash gay.
Don't ignore that.
Yikes!
It exists.
Huey Long, the greatest. Who is Huey Long?
That is a good question.
I don't know who Huey Long is. You look as healthy as you can be. Thanks. That's probably
Take
an
it as a
insult.
compliment.
That's probably definitely an insult.
Probably.
Yeah, it's probably because of the really poor camera quality.
Probably.
Right, we are going to end the call-in section of the stream. We'll now return to our normal section of the stream. So thank you, Beast Mode JJ, for being the better of the two call-ins, and thank you for tuning in, my dude.
No problem.
Right. That's over and done with. DGGG doesn't have. Yeah, I mean, it'll be a backhanded compliment. So it's a compliment, but it's also an insult. Huey Long and Father Coughlin were the original based in RedCoats. Pilots. Yeah, what are you guys' opinion on Article 13? Because that's the majority of the notes I have here. I thought that it was probably going to drag out for longer, but honestly, with the fact that my other host dropped out, there wasn't really. It was probably just beyond the pale with terms to having to have to converse with myself, because it's like talking to a brick wall person and everything. I think that's the first time on stream that we've actually dropped between 10 viewers. Yikes! House raccoons? Oh dear, the amount of recent raccoon videos that have been coming out is really funny. It's like this guy at night's handing this this raccoon like a small bit of food. The raccoon comes up and just takes it down. And then the guy pans the camera over. You just see a bunch of like beading raccoon eyes just looking. And he just brings all of his raccoon friends over. I don't know what you mean with reference to house raccoons, but just had a crap neck there. Chat Snapchat. I already have. Opinions on obesity. If you allow yourself to get obese, then you're a bit stupid. Just keep yourself in shape, really. Torbis, you're part of the problem. Is this what passes for comedy nowadays? Just putting a Snapchat filter on and then... yeah, obesity is a proper problem. Ooh, it's playing through. How's that a golden? Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Christ, obesity. Oh, what? Are you talking about the like the body positivity like movement, where it's like, oh, you're hot and you're attractive at any size. And I said, what I say to that is that ultimately, if you're finding a 110 kilogram woman with basically fat wings, which is so much fat that you could probably glide and fly, then you're most likely of the species of a cow or a horse. Otherwise, you're probably on drugs if you want them. like obesity is obviously a massive health service challenge. It's also it's just so immensely unhealthy that all these people who are saying, oh, you're healthy at any size, you look good at any size. I mean, there's also the reverse of that, where it's, oh, you don't have to be excessively skinny to look hot. There is a mid band when it comes to that. Like, I mean, as long as you've got like some meat on you, like, it doesn't really matter. As long as you take care of yourself, like, hygienically, then that's alright. But I mean, if you're going on 110 kilos, then there has to be a point where you need to look at yourself in the mirror. It's like, I can't fit in this mirror frame. I literally can't work any further back to get me in the frame. And then you start going to the gym until you're happy with yourself, but you don't want to overwork it. It's a bit of a touchy subject, really. Yikes. Oh, bless me. So happy I don't have to be in tomorrow, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this. Yeah, I think we're pretty much on our topics now, lads. Yeah, we'll run up the time though. Hang on, I'm just going to piss around with these cards quickly. We should have brought them closer, but, you know, pre-planning is not something last time very good at.
That'll be a yikes for me, boss.
What do I want to play? Do I want to play Snap with myself? Might as well. How sad is this? Snap. Oop. Hello there again, welcome back. Vesco, how's it going? We're at the point where we're just playing Snap with ourselves, like. Snap. This is so sad. Alexa, play Despacito. Oh dear. Alexa, play Battle of the Heroes. I've actually set it to do that, and it wasn't in the music library, so I couldn't play it. So that was a bit sad. Snap. I think there's only 2 pairs. I think we're just shuffling this up. Yeah, it looks like it. Get back to boot camp. Oh yeah, but you guys should have, if you haven't already, you should look at Marcus Pearson's coverage of the Article 13 event. I mean, he's a bit of a degenerate, honestly, but he he hung around with Nigel Farage, Gerard Batten, and Sargon of Akkad. So during when the vote was going on, and Gerard Batten and Nigel Farage are both MVPs, so they had like an inside take to it. Play All-Star? How about play yourself? I really hope I don't get like a copyright claim on this. Thank you, Vesco. For those of you who are currently in chat, if you haven't already, I do Barry Stanton. What a legend! What an absolute legend! Just keeps getting bans. If you haven't already, I do recommend that you do subscribe, and if you're feeling generous, why not even donate to help the upkeep of this channel and this podcast? Because right now this podcast, the podcast's future sort of hangs in the balance due to some behind the scenes administrative difficulties, and depending on whether or not we get a certain amount of subscribers or a certain amount of donations, how we make it to in the future. And if you guys have enjoyed it, then either or both, I mean, it does help an immense amount. Even if I'm just like shuffling cards right now. What inspired me to make the podcast? Well, I got really drunk one night, and I decided with a mate that I was going to make this. Oh, fuck, I missed the snap. And yeah, I sort of how it went out. I just got really pissed one night, and this sort of came up. Snap, there we go. I think I missed 2 snaps there. Plans for the future is hope to get more hosts. Eventually, I think we'll be getting some more online guests onto the stream to put their views forward. Hopefully, next time the stream won't be as political, because I do understand that it got very political this time. It's why I very much would like another host to come on, due to the fact that I need a buffer. So it's not go on to a full-on rant to an extent. Nice to see the Piss Point's made its comeback. This is Cider. Make me host and make me mod. Maybe for a chance, maybe. Do I count as a guest? You count as a viewer right now. Snap. There's no such thing as far right. You're either right, left, or centrist. Get Kim Jong-un to join. Did you see that map of Steam accounts worldwide? And basically, like, there's millions in Europe, millions in the US. There's a couple million in Asia, and there's one in North Korea. It's in Pyongyang, specifically in Kim Jong-un's palace. Imagine getting into a game Kim Jong-un, and like, he comes in as a meme account, but it is actually him. I found that pretty funny. Get Nigel to the forage on. Brilliant. Yeah, I don't think I could have that sort of reach yet, thank you very much. Even though this has been a very successful first stream. Fucking Lost in MN coming in earlier and saying, when a newly created channel with 20 subscribers gets more views than your channel with over 3,000 subscribers. It is a bit of a piss take though, because the thing is with large channels, YouTube don't really you know, advertise it that much, but I specifically said that streaming is a lot better than, you know, just generally doing videos or streaming with bigger channels, and I didn't really want my brand specifically attached to this. Nicholas Sturgeon, Jesus, what a troglodyte. It's just, yeah. Snap. Snap. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying me just playing Snap with myself. If you can come up with any other interesting topics, I shall discuss it. See, this is why creating this annoyed me, and when the other host left, or just didn't want to do it tonight. Right, okay, that's the end of Snaps then, I suppose. ED. Yeah. No. Ooh, what? Hello? What is this fuckery? Talk about Alex Jones. What, the Welsh One Show presenter, or the fat fox is gay? Stop. You violated the law. Pay your fine and serve your sentence. Or whatever. Skyrim, whatever. I've been watching a lot of speedruns recently. Get Will Smith on to talk about religion. What, the Hollywood Will Smith? There's a lot of morons in Hollywood. A lot of paedophiles as well. Harvey Weinstein went undiscovered for 40 years. Yeah, right. Real talk. Get Jarvis to the Davis on sometime. Hopefully we'll be getting him on next week. I need to discuss it with him in DMs though, so hopefully we do get Jarvis on. That'd be a bit of a meme. That'd be pretty funny. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I have been DJGT. I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this stream. We've been streaming for about 2 hours now. Please do subscribe if you haven't done so already. Share, donate if you want to. Please. And yeah, I shall see you guys in the next stream, which hopefully should be next Sunday at the same time. See ya.